Hi guys, and welcome to my channel. My name is Morgan Plander. If this is your first time tuning in, thank you so much. Welcome. So today I'm making a video that was actually requested. A friend reached out to me and asked me to make this video. So, hi friend, here's your video. Basically she wanted to know the easy way to go vegetarian. I've been full vegetarian for about a year and a half, but I've been not eating red meat for about 3 years. This is supposed to be 3. That was. But basically the biggest reasons that I went vegetarian are I'm a conservation biology major. Anything that helps the environment I'm really big into. Being vegetarian really does help a lot. So if you can go online and look at your carbon footprint, but the number one thing that is included in your carbon footprint is whether you're vegan or vegetarian. So vegan is obviously better, but vegetarian does help a lot. You're doing a lot still. What you do is making a difference, and it kind of shows you that, and it really just helps. And then the other reason is that I just got so tired of watching the videos of animals being mutilated and murdered and killed for humans to eat them. It's a ridiculous amount of number how many animals are killed or raised just to be killed for meat for humans. Protein out of your diet is actually super good for cutting the fat out of your diet as well. A lot of protein has saturated fat in it, and you can actually replace those with vegetables and stuff that is actually going to help. It's going to lower your chances for heart disease, diabetes, cancer, other things. You're less at risk for food poisoning as well, so you're not eating raw or uncooked or meat that came from who knows where, so your chances of getting food poisoning are going to be a lot lower. The chances of getting food poisoning with being a vegetarian it's still possible if you're not cleaning the vegetables or fruits the way that you're supposed to, but it's a thing. It helps weight loss. So I became vegetarian, like I said, about a year and a half ago, and since I moved to Arizona, which was about a year ago, I've lost almost 30 pounds. And I don't work out very often, very much never, if ever it's yoga, but most of the time I don't work out at all, and it's all from just the way that I eat. And also being vegetarian gives you more nutrition in your diet. So you're eating vegetables, you're eating fruits, you're eating more colorful, you're gonna eat quinoa most likely, you're gonna eat hummus most likely, just those things that you put in your body and your body really enjoys. I made a list here that I keep looking at, sorry, of why or how to go vegetarian easily. So I'm gonna kind of go off that list, but the number one thing on my list is to have good reasons. So don't become vegetarian. Really want this. Make sure that you really want to do it, and if you do, then more power to you, and if you don't, then don't even try right now. Maybe later, maybe down the line, but there are other options. You could go vegetarian just once a week and go vegetarian 1 week a month. There are so many things that you can do that are actually still going to help. Number 2 on my list is read up on it. So there are so many different things that I didn't even know when I became vegetarian, because I jumped right into it. And I have learned over time that there are so many foods that we don't even know that are considered not vegetarian. So over time I've had to slowly ease those out of my diet and stuff. So it's just easier if you read up, if you learn more, the more you know about it, the easier it's going to be for you. Number 3 is finding good recipes. So I spend a lot of time on Instagram. I follow a lot of vegetarian and vegan accounts on Instagram, and I'll save those if I know that I make foods making the same thing, or if I want to try something that they have on there already, I'll save those and I'll get them later. I also bought this cookbook. It's tiny and it's small, but it has so many good munchy ingredients or just little snacks, easy and cheap dinners, all that kind of stuff. There's so many books. They're on Amazon for less than $10. It's so easy to find cookbooks nowadays with vegan or vegetarian recipes in them. Number 4 on my list is just try one recipe a week. So if you eat tacos every Tuesday with your family, try this time to eat tacos without meat in them. So my number 1 alternative when I eat tacos at home is to put jalapeno refried beans in my tacos instead of meat. It actually tastes really, really good. There are also potato tacos at Taco Bell that are super good. I'm not sponsored by Taco Bell. I'm not getting paid to tell you that. I wish I was. Taco Bell, if you watch this, hit your girl up. Anyways, there's so many good vegetarian substitutions. So just try substituting things. Let's say you make stir fry once a week, just try putting tofu instead of chicken in there. There's so many meat substitution things that you probably don't even know about, that I didn't know about when I started, that you can try. There are vegan chicken nuggets now. There are vegan meat crumbles. There are so many things. Just try once a week having a vegetarian meal, maybe all day, maybe just for one meal, and see how you like it and see where it goes. Number 6 on my list is to start with red meat. Wow, start with red meat. I can't talk. That's the first thing I did. I cut out red meat. It wasn't hard for me because I never really liked red meat. I'm big in texture, and red meat texture is weird. I've never eaten any kind of pork, but hamburger was pretty hard because I loved McDoubles and I loved tacos and I loved spaghetti. But all of those things can be made without meat in them. There's black bean burgers, there is beans or potatoes or rice in tacos, and there is meat substitutions for spaghetti, there is squash, there is zucchini. There are so many things you can put in instead of meat. And then after you're done cutting out red meat, go ahead and cut out other meats. So poultry, fish, all that stuff. I have never eaten fish because it freaks me out. It's gnarly, it has a weird texture, it smells weird. But chicken was probably the hardest thing for me to give up. I am still tempted to eat chicken all the time, especially because I love Taco Bell. So it's hard, but it's worth it. And I mean, if you mess up once a week, if you mess up twice a week, you're still doing your part, you know? And then you can consider dairy and eggs later on in your program. I'm calling it a program. It's really not a program, but you know. If you want to, you don't have to. I eat dairy. I don't really eat eggs anymore, but I only eat dairy because I have like health issues that make it hard for me to eat other things, so it's hard for me to get protein, but I'm working on it. Think about your staples. So your breakfast, lunch, and dinner, think about the alternatives that go into those. So for breakfast, you could eat yogurt with berries in it. You could eat toast with avocado and tomato on it. You could eat oatmeal with some kind of fruit in it. There's so many options. Cereal is vegetarian, so congratulations. Lunch and dinner, those are easy. There are so many things. Find a cookbook, look at Instagram. And then don't try and do it all in one go. So don't just jump into it. I mean, I did, and I have been learning over time that that wasn't the best way to do it. But you can if you really want to. But my advice to you is not to jump into it. So just start slow, maybe once a week, maybe twice a week, and just learn as you go. When you're craving something that isn't vegetarian, try and find a happy medium of what you can put in it that's not meat but still tastes like what you want. There are vegan wings nowadays, there are vegan chicken fingers, there's so many things. And then adequate protein. So protein is important, but it's not as ridiculous as people think it is. I think that a grown average woman needs 46 grams of protein a day and a male needs 56 grams a day. So that's not very much. Spinach has protein, beans have protein, quinoa has protein, dairy has protein. There are so many things that you can eat that are going to give you just as much protein. Shakes. There are so many ways to get protein without eating meat. It's actually such a big fallacy that you need to eat meat to live as a human. You really don't. If you like vegetables and fruits, then awesome. If you don't like vegetables and fruits, then just keep trying them. So they say that you need to try a fruit and a vegetable at least 3 times before you decide if you don't like it. They're grown in different places, they're grown in different ways, and they're shipped places in different ways, and so they can ripen differently. Just try it at least 3 times before you decide if you don't like it. What's the worst that can happen? You throw up and puke on your boyfriend. Well, at least then you know if he's, you know, really there for you or not. There's so many vegetarian and vegan frozen options nowadays, as well as restaurants, and I already said that, but Amy's is a really good frozen vegetarian vegan brand. Try those. You can take them home and make them yourself if you wanted to, learn how to make it yourself. That's what I did, and I've learned a lot from them. So these are just a few things that I would say is why it's easy to go vegetarian or why you should go vegetarian. Feel free to message me on Instagram or Twitter. And if you like this video, go ahead and click subscribe. Thanks for watching.